Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, let's see, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Beautiful day out there. I have on my bucket list, Joe, I have, I want to go to one of those Comic Con things.
You'll fit right in, Larry.
I always want to go.
No, you'll fit right in. 79 degrees outside. It's beautiful.
Well, that's funny, Larry, because that's what our show is about today.
I heard that.
What a surprise.
What a segue.
So we're doing Ocala Magazine Radio right now. Philip Glassman and Jessi Miller are in the studio with Captain America. I don't know Captain America's real name, but...
I'm Josh Millman.
Josh, you're Josh. Well, nice to meet you, Josh.
We're not supposed to disclose that, Josh.
Oh, we're not?
There's not a lot of secret identity for
He doesn't have the hat on, or the cap on, whatever you want to call it.
Steve Rogers.
Okay.
The headphones won't allow the cap.
So tell me something about this. Are we doing a Comic-Con in Ocala?
Yes, it's coming up, and it's at the Hilton. And we actually featured it in this month's OM, which is the June issue, the Men of Influence.
Matthew on the cover, yeah.
And I don't know where you were for your photo shoot. I mean, you're a man of influence. You're on the radio. We don't know how we dropped the ball on that
That's
one.
up and coming.
But yeah, we've got it here. Jessi's got it, our article there in June's issue.
Boom, I like that, boom.
And we've been blessed enough to have Captain America join us today on the radio.
So how did you become Captain America?
It worked out that I kind of look like him. And it all started when probably about 2011 when the first Captain America movie came out, and
To where?
the first Captain America movie came out.
Oh, came out. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, sorry.
premiered, and we I went and saw it with my brothers, and I
And they said
connected.
you look like him.
Well, I connected with the character
okay.
first, and then I was like, okay, well that's really cool. I got into Marvel Comics, and everything that it pervades, and then I found out that Comic Cons exist because I was kind of a late bloomer, 16, 17 at that point, and then I found out that Comic Cons exist, and then I had my own job, so I went out and bought my first. It was like a motorcycle jacket. It looks something similar to this, but kind of zipped up front. Does not look quite as good as this does.
This is a great costume.
But I went out and got some black BDUs and some army boots, and I went to Ocala Comic Con, and everybody ate it up. I was like, oh my gosh,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So it's slowly progressed. It's kind of a Rolling Stone kind of deal.
Tell me about the helmet and the shield. How'd that come into your life?
Oh, so I've had the shield for about 3-4 years now.
Did you have it made? Or
No, that's a purchase. Telling him that I don't know how to spin aluminum yet, so I'll figure that out.
Or vibranium or whatever it is that is actually vibranium.
Yeah.
You know more about it than I do, Jessi. And the helmet?
I'm a fan.
Are you a fan?
Yeah, Chris Evans follows me on Twitter, and now I'm sitting next to this, so I feel like my degrees of separation from Captain America are reducing.
Mine are too now. Jeez.
This is up your alley. Have you, Jessi? Have you ever thought about doing like a comic strip? You're so good at inking and all that.
That would be fun. I don't know. I never really thought about it. There's like a comic school in Gainesville, and I considered going to take some classes just for fun, on how to make like comic strips and tell stories in that way.
That is kind of a fun idea.
Larry, she doesn't have any extra time to do comic books. She is
Unless
overloaded.
they go in the
I'm going
to
kill the poor
magazine. What if it's an Ocala magazine comic?
Yeah, well, I actually wanted to put a crossword puzzle in there and some comics. I thought it would be neat to have that in the magazine.
That's a good idea.
Absolutely,
actually,
which is kind of old school.
Yeah, people love that kind of stuff. In fact, I think that's what we miss about things being electronic these days. Is that kind of stuff.
That's just what I told her a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
So, Josh, did you go to any other Comic Cons besides the one in Ocala?
So I've worked my way up. I wanted to give Ocala Comic Con my first kind of debut just to see how people would react. And then the more I built up and made my costume a little bit better, my first real, hey, this is going to be a Comic Con costume, I went to MegaCon in Orlando.
Do you get paid to do it? No. Oh, okay. You have to pay to do it.
I paid to do it, and
okay.
It's not a cheap hobby, but I've had most of this for a few years now, so the money you put into it, you get out of it if you use it enough.
Did you notice what kind of shape he's in? He's not going to outwear
No, you're in good shape. So
I can't get in my uniform from the Navy. This guy's going to be in that uniform for a while. I hate him.
So have you had movie theaters invite you to be there at the opening of a...
I've not. I run a charity here in town called United Universes Cosplay for a Cause.
Say that again slower, please.
United Universes Cosplay for a Cause.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. We get together, it's myself and my volunteers, and they're all cosplayers. And we go to the, I guess it's now Advent Health Hospital.
And really? For the kids?
Yes,
outstanding.
That's so fun.
That's awesome.
Outstanding.
So,
When are you guys going again?
we try to do one every month.
We should go take
I am
pictures.
very
How
free
come
right now.
how come we didn't
That's
hear
right.
about that?
Yeah, good idea. Yeah.
Don't. That keeps messing up everybody's sound. Don't touch the mic. No touching the mic. It'll hear you.
See, now I can't even touch the mic.
No touching the mic. You're doing good.
Thank you.
No, I'm talking to him this time.
Oh.
So what other characters go with you when you...
Well, it's United Universes, so it's pretty much anything comic book related. I've got myself. This is pretty much me all the time, Captain America. But I've got a few other volunteers. My partner in crime, Karen George, she has a slew of people she goes as. She even goes as Rey from Star Wars. She has a wonderful Wonder Woman costume, and we go in. The ultimate goal is to make some kids that might have a pretty bad go of it at the time, give them a smile.
Oh, that's sweet. That's a nice idea,
We hand out comic books, and I try to form our visit to whatever recent holiday.
So do you have any superpowers?
He doesn't mention what he does.
Super smile. I mean,
superpowers right there. What he
That is,
I
you're
feel
right,
like
Joe.
he's got some altruism superpowers.
There you
He
go.
identifies with the Captain America character. This is the most wholesome, other than maybe Superman. They're the two most wholesome, I think, super characters that I could think of.
Does Captain America, forgive me for not knowing this, probably everybody in the room knows this but me. Does Captain America have a wife?
have you seen the latest?
I don't mean Josh, I
He
mean-
has a tragic love.
Yeah.
Tragic
So you
love, that's the way
know,
to put it.
Tragic.
So I'm not one.
Wait
to
a
spit
minute. That
spoilers.
sounds like my life. I have a tragic love.
What do you
True, but no.
Who wants to explain what she meant? What do you mean, Jessi?
One of you, Doc.
So he ends up like frozen in time for a while, right?
Yeah.
So he's in love and
Oh, I don't
happy
know
with
this.
someone, but then he wakes up all these years later and
She's dead.
Well, about to be, she's
Oh.
old, so it's
She's
tragic.
dust almost.
And
really?
the story does change.
So he goes into the ice in 1945, and he gets unearthed, unfrozen in 2010, 20
Really?
Something when the Avengers are
something like that.
coming
and
together.
when he comes out, he's in this new world, so he's got to find his way. And,
Elsa would be a good character to be
Acclimate.
teamed up with.
yeah.
If you're frozen.
Well, yeah.
No. Wrong genre. Totally.
This is like, Austin Powers or Demolition Man. This is one of those like frozen and then woken up later in time.
All right, that brings up a question. What are the rules of who can be at a Comic Con? Can it be somebody like Elsa, or she's a movie? That's
gosh.
not really a comic.
It can be
Anybody-
anyone you want.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Really?
Right?
Yeah. Oh, anybody, everybody. You can, the most minute, small cult classic, you can, make a costume, and you're going to find people that
I have a
understand it.
question. How many doubles?
1 million.
So the same character.
So Deadpool came out a few years ago.
Yeah.
There were 10 million Deadpools at MegaCon that year. Spider-Man just came out, and there was a whole Spider-Man party at at the entrance, and they had like a cool.
Oh,
dance party.
really?
So there's a lot of doubles. If you
What's neat about that is, in Ocala here, I think it was 4,500 people or attendees last year. Is that correct?
I'll have to look that up.
Which is
Wow.
pretty
It's a lot. It's
substantial
growing
for
for sure.
Ocala.
How far
Yeah.
do they come from?
They come from all over
They're
the
not
state.
just from here.
No, and it's actually a guy. His
Yeah,
name
you're
is
right,
DJ.
35,
That's one of our concert promoters at Rawhide, and he puts it on. So that's kind of how we got involved with it. Which called me, but No.
I'm in the room. I can hear you.
I can hear you. But, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but you have all different kinds of walks of life of people that come there, and all ages is what I found kind of unique about it.
Yeah. Babies on up. I mean, it's crazy parents will put their babies in anything.
Dogs too?
We know that. Oh, dogs. If they like to walk their dogs out around, the outside.
But are the dogs dressed up?
Yeah.
Really?
As what?
I've seen service dogs
Probably an
in full
Ewok.
Star Trooper or Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper.
Oh, the front paws and the fake hands.
Yeah.
So head on coming on, it looks like they're coming at you.
So besides
Just don't look
being
at the back
in
end.
costume, what happens at a Comic-Con?
All right, so you go for to see everybody else, but you really go for the vendors because there are people that's their livelihood is to create artists or creators.
Oh, really? So the
Yeah.
actual artists are there, or the writers?
So MegaCon for sure, and I know that Ocala Comic Con brings in some pretty big names. I know that this year we have Drake Bell.
Yep, Drake Bell.
And we have some comic book artists that
A
come
lot
in.
of voice talent.
actors.
For like animation
Oh,
and
really?
stuff like that.
You should go,
do
Joe.
voice-
Oh, yeah, I should go there. Yeah, see if anybody wants to hire me.
Oh, they will.
And I think a couple years ago they had some pro wrestlers. I'm not sure why, but they have a lot of just different kind of, yeah.
Were they in costume?
I don't think
Yes,
so.
the majority of them are, but the voice people aren't, obviously.
Yeah.
But, we have the Drake Bell, who's a Disney guy that was on Disney, who started as a young age. He's coming to Rawhide on 6/22 of this month, and they're having a private, after party after Comic-Con.
Neat. What is the difference between
close to that,
Comic-Con
yeah.
and Dragon Con? What is the difference between those two?
I don't believe there's. I don't
no
believe there's
difference?
a difference. I think there might be a like a thematic thing where there's dragons.
More dragons at Dragon Con? Okay.
But to my knowledge, it's just a cooler name.
I have an opinion question. This might be more for Jessi. Have you ever heard of fan art?
Absolutely, and it's chock full of fan art at a Comic-Con.
Is that violating like intellectual property rights?
That's a really good question, but so these characters come out and they become sort of a piece of popular culture, and then if you do like a portrait of that character doing something else, you're not copying the exact same comic page or whatever.
Right.
So like we have a bunch of posters I got for me and my kids once they so Deadpool had come out, or actually it was before he came out, but anyway, but it was just like a red graphic poster with the eyes and a certain thing, like so that it's Deadpool, but it's not necessarily like a straight lift from the comic. It's like we make portraits of famous people all the time and things like that.
Caricatures?
To an extent, or portraits or illustrations or just different graphic representations, and some of it is straight up. It seems a little copying, and I've never really understood that whole thing.
They're
But
for sale?
I think because the culture is like. I just think it's kind of all right because more promotes more. Like they want these fans. They want it's like this giant geek fest, wonderful thing, and the more people are into these characters, then the more they're selling, and the better the movies are doing, and the better the merchandise is doing. So somehow it's like a little piece of the art world that's a little bit different.
Well, and also the celebrities, a lot of them who are the stars, let's say it's Game of Thrones, or they've got one star there and she's signing autographs, or
that's kind of cool. Really,
that's what he means when he says that they've got the the table set up and the sponsors are there, but it's really the celebrities are there, or a lot of them are the representatives of the that area. They're signing autographs or whatever it may be.
Yep.
And when is the next one in Ocala?
And
June 22nd and 23rd.
Oh, it's coming up.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
coming
my
up.
gosh.
That's correct.
It is the 19th Comic-Con.
Josh, what do you do to prepare for it? Anything?
Get good sleep the night before. Drink a lot of water. I bring water. If my wife comes with me, which sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't, especially to Ocala since it's right here. I'll make sure that my pocket's filled up with business cards for the charity. But it's
Is this
more of a.
You go both days?
Is this a phenomenon all over the country, or is it just the East Coast?
Everywhere.
Okay.
Because the first big one
I think
was
this guy
in
outside
San
wants
Diego.
Captain to wave to him. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, wait, no, he gets a salute. That's right. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you knew the guy or not.
Everybody says hi to Captain America.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's a first.
So San Diego Comic Con is like the big con. It's the
Right.
one that started it all, and that's the one that pretty much anybody who's anybody you get to go to. You don't even really buy tickets for that. You have to put your name in like a raffle to to get pulled, and then you have the opportunity within this span of time to purchase your ticket because they're first come first serve. It's kind of crazy.
Well, they have expanded, and moved. Yes.
So
Any overseas?
oh yeah.
Like, is Captain America big in England?
You would be surprised how big Captain America is in like Japan.
Really?
Oh yeah. And of course,
So do they have a Captain Japan?
there's a Captain Canada.
There is Captain
Oh, how
Canada.
cute.
Yeah, he's got a leaf on his shirt.
Yeah,
kinda mounty-ish.
leaf here and leaf on the shield. Yeah, look him up. It's entertaining.
I never would have thought of that. Captain Canada. A Canuck. Hey?
Monty.
So we have
gonna dress you
some
up this
tickets
year.
that we can
I
give
don't need
away,
to,
whether we
already
do
am.
it here or later on social media. I don't know the best way to do that, but we have 10 tickets to give away.
Oh, really? Okay. How much are the tickets worth? How much do they
That's a
sell
good
for?
question.
You don't know?
No.
You don't know?
No.
Well, if somebody wants to call in and claim them, should we ask for that right now or later on?
Yeah, any.
Did we get off the air? Maybe it'd be easier.
Sometimes.
Because we have to get their phone number and their name because we
Yeah,
have to go
that's
to will
right.
call and get them.
That's true.
Right,
yeah. All right.
right,
So we'll
right.
do it off the air.
That is correct.
Once in a while, I have it together, yeah. Once in a while.
Once in a while.
What-
For
I
the
have
past
to
30
say-
years, he's had it together once in a while.
So what is on your bucket
You'll pay for
list
that
as
one.
far as the Comic Con kind of a thing?
I've never met Chris Evans.
Bless you.
Chris
You've never
Evans
what? I'm
is-
sorry?
I've never met Chris Evans, the actual actor for Captain America.
Oh my
he's-
God.
He's
Yeah.
he's a bucket list kind of guy where to be in the same area as him would be really, really cool. But I've done a lot as far as meeting characters that I really like.
You're a good-looking guy, and I'm only saying that because have you thought about acting?
I have. I did little stage performances with a.
You're sitting next
my
to an
younger.
actor right here. Have you
So-
guys talked about this?
no.
No, I literally just met him. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe you can give some advice. Maybe Phil.
Absolutely. Anything I could do. For Captain America. I
It'd be
would do
cool if you were
anything.
both in the same movie.
let's do it.
You're a good-looking guy too, Phil. You should get back
thank you.
into it. I got a camera.
I had no idea you felt this way.
We'll take a picture of him before he leaves in front of our logo. There we go. Okay, so far, general admission is $15 per head.
That's not bad.
Weekend general admission is $25, or weekend VIP pass is $40.
Yep. I'm pretty sure our tickets are one-day pass. You could pick which day on the
There you
weekend
go.
they would be for, so they're $15.
So do you normally stay in the hotel?
No, if I'm
He's local.
yeah for Ocala Comic Con I go.
But I mean the other ones.
But I have it. I only go to MegaCon Orlando just because I can't shell out the money that I need to twice, 3 times a year. But
Okay.
I'm on a teacher salary.
Oh, where do you teach?
I teach at Fort King Middle,
Okay, all right.
6th and 8th grade.
And he
Excellent.
dresses up once in a
Ever
while for
come
the
in
kids,
dressed up?
too.
Just the once because I can't have them. I've got a big.
Once
I've got
it didn't go well.
I got a plastic Captain America shield on my wall, so they know the love.
Were you at the Student
Really?
Media Festival? Were you dressed up?
I was not.
You should be there.
I should.
Talk to Kevin. Say, what's the matter with you? Invite Captain America.
Man, that's pretty good, though.
So when you are getting ready to do the event, do you add things to your costume or to your?
So I've
do
played-
you have like lines you say as you're walking around?
I don't. I have lines that I try to avoid saying.
Like?
But so there was a big thing, 2016 or so, where in the comic books they made Captain America a Nazi.
What?
Like a
Yeah.
secret Nazi, and
What?
I could not walk in any social space dressed up.
No,
and
you
them
don't wanna do
and not
that.
them say like "Hail Hydra" to me like in real secret tones. I'm like, yeah,
No.
thanks. So
Why did they do that? That was a bad move.
It was kind of fan service, where what if, because that's a huge story arc for Marvel back in the days. What if Captain America became president, or what if the Avengers never defeated Thanos, that kind of thing. and they go off on these tangents. So I think it was one of those, and they reversed it and kind of wrote it off.
Remind me what you teach again. What is your subject?
History. So
therefore, yeah. You obviously
grade world.
Understand the implications there.
I do. Yeah.
Well, good for you for knowing that. So how difficult is the mask? Is that
hat?
Yeah, it's not.
That's
difficult.
called a hat?
Well, it's a helmet.
No, yeah, sorry.
I mean, how hard is
Not
it
a
to
hat.
see? It looks like it's a.
Oh.
You take your earphones off.
It looks smaller than your head.
Go
You
and call in and you don't need the headphones on.
Does that hurt to wear?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't hurt to wear. And it's got a
Oh, I
hinge on
see.
it.
Okay.
So yeah, otherwise
like
it would
that.
be kind of difficult. But let's see if I can.
Let's see.
Look at that. Look at that.
Good. That's good.
There we go.
All
You
right.
told me earlier that.
OM Radio. Did we bring the nuts today or what?
Well, I'll tell you. No.
Don't tell me it doesn't work.
Don't tell me
Captain
it doesn't.
America on the radio.
And that was the helmet.
Give
was
me
made,
shield. Jesse,
the helmet
give
was
him a
made in
shield.
Italy,
shield.
right?
Get the shield.
Yeah.
Come on.
If I'm not mistaken, he said the helmet was made in Italy.
Oh,
The helmet's made in Italy?
I'm going to Comic Con myself.
Why? What do you want to go as, fella?
You didn't
I'm
take
going to
a
go as
picture, you gotta take a
myself,
picture.
the publisher of
Stand
OM.
there a minute. Stand there. Oh my goodness.
I'm going to wear my nicest suit that I have.
You better.
A cigar for a costume.
I have a cigar.
I-
It's out in the lobby.
Very nice.
It's already done.
There you
already
go.
have.
All right.
Very nice. Very nice.
We'll do a formal one later in front there, but that's a good one.
There we go.
That one I'm gonna throw out.
Very,
now.
very nice.
So if we had a group of kids out there, they would just go
They're gonna
nuts
throw
right
it
now, wouldn't
Oh
they?
yeah, they'd be like, "What is happening?"
So you get a feel for what it's like to be a celebrity. It's
yeah.
like you can put on a celebrity suit.
There's a little egoism that goes into it.
Egoism. I like that.
Hey, on
Have the
your
kids-
part, you mean?
What's that?
It feels good to have
it
that.
does.
Yeah.
And I'm not too big to say that.
Don't worry, you can't break it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But have the kids looked at you and they just
Oh, and they light up.
yeah, it's like
And that plays a larger part, honestly, to say that hey, these kids think you're the real thing. So
Yeah.
you got to put on the mask, so to say, and be that person.
my family owns Ocala Family Medical Center here, so every year my mom would make me be Santa Claus. So I would dress up as Santa Claus, and I'd get the.
I am not seeing that right
I'd get
now.
the outfits from the Ocala Civic Theater, and she would dress me with the big stomach, and but I'd sit up there, and these kids would come up to you, and they see you,
love you,
and it was like. They really think you're Santa Claus,
Sure,
especially
sure, yeah.
5 and under or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's pretty amazing. So that's kind of I feel it would be the same as that.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. I just did an Easter thing over at Toomey Tools, and just walking in through the front gate, I got stopped, and I had a line of kids just like, oh my gosh, and it was, it's nice to give them that little spark, and that's why we go. With United Universes, we go to the hospital because that's what those kids need.
Yeah.
That is outstanding. I'm
Let's-
telling you.
I can't tell you how many times we've spoken to authors who are psychologists, and they will tell us the healing power of just smiling.
Yes, and laughter.
Exactly, and I think what you do when you go into that, you don't realize how actual powerful it is, how giving it really is.
There's a guy that actually healed cancer in his own internal body. There's a book about it with Norman Cousins. I don't know if you've ever heard about that.
By laughing, right?
Huh?
With the humor? No?
Yeah, with humor, with
Yeah.
laughter. Yeah. It's the power of that positive laughter and smiling is so good for you.
So
It's
you
amazing.
have to watch your P's and Q's, like
Oh, for sure. I'm pretty clean language-wise, but you stub
Well,
your toe, you
Captain
gotta
America,
watch out.
yeah.
I try to. Being a teacher, you can't go too
sure,
wild
you've
on the
already
weekend
you've
anyway.
already trained to do that,
Right. So yeah, I try to make sure I'm on my best behavior most of the time. And Captain America, like I said, he's pervaded a little bit more than me being in the costume.
Well, that's fun. Fun show today. Josh, what's your last name again?
Millman, Millman.
Josh Millman.
Yeah.
And what was
That
the
is top. That is top secret.
Do you know Jody Millman? We had her on earlier
I
today.
do not, but
Do you want her book?
I'll
I do not.
What a
right.
coincidence!
That's
Isn't that
really weird. I've never met another Millman that's not my family.
Well, there you go. There's Jody Millman's book.
All right.
She's going to be interviewed momentarily.
No, she's already been on, Joe.
Oh, sure, that one was on? Okay, never mind that one. Never mind.
Josh,
What
thank
voice
you
is
so much
that?
for coming.
You ever heard that one?
never heard
Jessi,
that
good to
one.
see you.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we'll be talking to you about your next comic strip or something.
strip
You are
could happen.
so good when you put something on Facebook. It is so talented.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in here and doing this. It's a fun show. Philip, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Help him out with his acting, all right?
I'll do what I can. You have a great weekend, Larry.
Thank you. We'll be right back.